we got to carry each other, we got to carry each other, we got to. Together stronger we can be. Live in peace and harmony. Each other we got to.
And I suppose as an adult, I came to a conviction that it may have been meaningful and important for all of our great religions to grow up and to mature relatively separately. I mean, we've always influenced one another, but not always consciously or deliberately. And there was a sense of separation, of we're right and you know, we have the real truth and so forth. And it may have been necessary to deepen each spiritual path in that way. But I think the new challenge for our time, when religions are so much more in active dialogue with one another, is to learn from each other and to recognize the deep truth, the spirituality, the holiness in one another's traditions and teachings, to realize how much we have in common, but also how the things in which we differ also enrich us and can enrich us when we learn about other people's distinctive customs, teachings, and traditions. I think that at the root of all the religions is a kind of deep mystical sense of oneness with God, oneness with the whole of creation. And I think it's our mission now, it's the demand of our time to deepen that and to explore it and to communicate it to people.
We got to carry each other throughout the world, carry each other.
Up, and I was talking about self-healing, because that's important. Before we go and save the world, it's important that we heal ourselves inside. We're at a good place, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, and only then we should try and, you know, manifest that healing externally.
Yeah!
Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm making a vlog at my own back garden because, as people will know, it was Eid al-Adha on Friday, so we're having a family round for a barbecue. So let you have a look at how a barbecue is done in the Azad household.
ये जो चिलमन है दुश्मन है हमारी ओ ये जो शर्मीली हो कितनी शर्मीली दुल्हन है हमारी ये जो
The Balinese believe that to dance is to live, and to live is to dance. And as you start every morning with your meditation in dance, I start every morning with my Hebrew prayers. It's a dance. There are two different methods for dancing, but you and I are dancing together in the same little corner, I think, of the universe, just as Alan is doing this with prayer and Claire with music. I think all of us are choreographed in some special way together.
क्यों छुपाता है चेहरा ये तुम्हारा ओ ये जो चिलमन है
No, what does it say in the front?
It says special delivery for the same family. Open on Eid.
Oh.
And there is a huge gap between everyday's life, people trying to make society better, live together, live their lives peacefully, and politicians. And sometimes I think we need to mute the voices that are so toxic just to focus on the people. And trust me, it's another narrative and a better one. So there is hope. When there is a will, there is a way. So let's be hopeful for the future.
One statement that sticks in my mind is from Desmond Tutu, when he talks about if you remain silent, then you're really culpable. You are taking a side. You're taking the side of the oppressor. And I really strongly believe in the teachings within Christianity are about equality, as they are in all of the main kind of world religions. I'd like to think at the moment we're at a crossroad where there is the potential for change.
In Rastafari, we also talk a lot about communicating with the Mother Earth and to listen to the Mother Earth, because the way we see, and I'm sure a lot of brothers and sisters see the same, is we see the creation, the Father is the highest power, and the Mother, the Earth, is the provider. That's where our food come from, the water come from, everything that we need to live a life in prosperity.
Thinking about maybe one or two case studies, how, if you could maybe give us an example of how that's affected maybe the Uncle G, the Auntie G, somebody who's really benefited.
Even though we've been involved in the community service for many, many years, through this volunteering, our eyes have been opened to the level of background poverty that did exist even before the coronavirus pandemic. There were many, many people who were really struggling, living week to week, not knowing, if they'd have enough, food to feed their families, not knowing if they'd have enough money to feed their bills. And so it's really opened our eyes to how society at large has maybe ignored so much of that population. We early on, when we launched our service, was this elderly Chinese lady. She was in her 60s or 70s, had lived here for many, many years, had retired, and her husband had recently passed away. And unfortunately, the email that we got from the MSP had said that this lady needed help with a food parcel. And so we provided her with a food parcel, and we tried to provide some appropriate kind of groceries, some Chinese ingredients, things that she might enjoy cooking with. And we got a message back from them to say that she was so grateful, and that before that we had delivered her food parcel for about a week, she had been just eating tea and had been having lettuce soup, had just been boiling lettuce and having that as her main meals. And for that, after we had provided her with her grocery box, she said she was overjoyed at having received the noodles and the soy sauce and the miso paste and the tofu and everything like that.
Way that love should be. We are the people. The people are our colors. Colors of unity. Oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 la.
We haven't had a pandemic like this since 1918, 1920 with the Spanish influenza epidemic. So it's not in living memory. And, it's forcing us to re-examine our values, our beliefs. Who are we? And what is proving to us is that we are not in isolation as communities, as neighborhoods, as countries, as continents. Health and well-being is not a partisan issue, and essentially we all have to spend this time learning from COVID of how do we work together. We are all interconnected, we are all interdependent, and one of the things that has come to me more than ever before is that we are all just one human family.
My heart, when Roxana was just sharing a bit of her journey, I like my heart was just jumping, because I know the challenge, and it's a daily decision in my journey that I decide to wake up and face the world from a place of gratitude. And again, I'm not a member of victimsareus.com. That's not my ethos. I'm totally a survivor, and I'm choosing to turn what's happened to me and flip it and turn it into power in some way, whether that's through a song, whether that's through conversations like this, whether that's through putting up a good post on social media, whether that's by me going, you know what, I am going to comb my hair, I'm going to put some lipstick on and make myself feel good, because hey, I'm a person of value. Why shouldn't I feel good? Why shouldn't I look good? So yes.
Thank you.
Are you going into song, Michelle?
Michelle, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
That brought a lump to my throat, those stories.
Yes.
Yes. I will sing a little burst of this. This is my song, Priceless. Okay, and I dedicate it to you guys. I'm priceless. I'm worth more than diamonds. My virtue unshaken. But don't be mistaken. No, 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 'cause I'm priceless.
Yo, wonderful.
Bravo,
Bravo, bravo.
Okay, that's to you all. Wonderful to meet you all.
I'm cooking you pakora next time you're up north.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear.